Hey everyone, A here again from Anything Goes with A, and today I will be discussing a product from Method Men's line. This is their Sea+Surf scented aluminum-free deodorant. This is the first experience I've had with an aluminum-free deodorant. In the past I've used an antiperspirant deodorant combo. In the past I've used pretty much exclusively Old Spice for probably the last 10 or so years, and this is my first attempt at trying a different deodorant. So in the video here I'm going to be discussing what I think about this specific deodorant and why I decided to make the change to a deodorant instead of a antiperspirant deodorant combo, and why I decided to try and look for something that was aluminum free. So I'm going to be discussing some of my thoughts on that, and then potentially turning this into a bit of a series as I kind of try a few different aluminum-free deodorants in search of the one that I might look into using for long-term use. So that's what this video is going to be about. We're going to go ahead and roll the intro and get into the video. Alright, so I had three main reasons that I decided to try this aluminum-free deodorant. The first being just purely out of curiosity. Like I had mentioned in the intro, I've been using the same antiperspirant deodorant for about the last 10 years, so I was just curious to see what else was on the market. Aluminum-free was not nearly as popular, and at the time I was having my deodorant antiperspirant purchased for me, so I just kind of used whatever I was given. So I decided to try and branch out and see what my other options are. My second reasoning was that I found that the antiperspirant was clogging my skin pores. Obviously that's exactly what it's supposed to do. That's how it blocks sweat, by blocking your pores, but I would find that when I would go to take a shower and try and wash it off, that I just had such what felt like a buildup in my underarms, and I just seemed really, I don't know, I just didn't like it. So I decided that I wanted to try something else out and see if I could do without the antiperspirant. And then the third reason was that I was finding that I was getting wet spots in the underarms of my shirts. Similarly, from the buildup of the antiperspirant on my skin, I was getting a buildup from the aluminum, the antiperspirant inside of my shirt. So basically that buildup was clogging up the pores in the underarm of the shirts, and then they were retaining moisture, and those kind of the antiperspirant portion of the product was clogging up the kind of the fabric almost, and it was leaving almost permanent wet spots in the underarms of my shirts. And I found that once I found out that the antiperspirant was causing that issue, I decided that I would try something else, because I just felt like it was ruining my shirts, and I really didn't like the feeling that it was leaving. So those were kind of my thoughts on the reasons that I decided to try an aluminum-free deodorant. Alright, so now that we're down here on the table, we can get a bit closer of a look at Method Men's Sea+Surf aluminum-free deodorant. So as you can see, it comes in this cylindrical container, which is kind of a little bit non-standard for deodorants. On the back here they have a bit of information about the product, discussing that it is a naturally derived odor control with no parabens and no phthalates. It's cruelty-free, tested by people, never on animals, that they're certified to benefit our people and the planet, and that the packaging is made with mixed materials, and you can learn more at Method's website. So that discusses some of the information about it. Has a little bit of an excerpt here on the back side of it. If you'd like to go ahead and read it, you're more than welcome. Says underarm charmed, basically just to use, just apply to the underarms, and then discusses all of the ingredients down here. So basically the way that this works is you just unscrew the cap, so it is a screw on top, and remove it. You would then go ahead and spin the bottom here to push out the top, and then just go ahead and use it. And then when you're done, you just spin it back down so that it's beneath the kind of the lid's threshold, and screw it back in place. So that's really it. Obviously, deodorant is not like a terribly complicated thing, so but that's how this specific one works and kind of what it looks like a bit more up close. Here it says that the net weight is 75 grams. I have had this stick of deodorant for probably the last, I would say, month or so. I've been using it, and I use it daily. And I would say that I'm a good halfway through the stick or so, so it does last fairly well. I use it once a day, every day, so it is. It's been lasting pretty well. I want to say it retails around $8 or $9. I picked this up at Target, so you could expect to find probably something similar to that if you were to pick it up as well. So now we're going to go ahead and get back up off the table, and I'll give you some of my final thoughts. Alright, so now that we're back up off the table, I'm just going to go ahead and give a few of my closing remarks here. So I think Method Men's deodorant is a pretty good product. As I had mentioned earlier, this was my first experience with an aluminum-free deodorant, so my first experience with a non-antiperspirant deodorant. In the past, I'd only used an antiperspirant deodorant combo, and right now I'm just using a deodorant. I do feel as though it masks any kind of odors pretty well. I would say that it lasts pretty well throughout the day, and I really don't notice any kind of body odors or anything like that while I'm using the product. It doesn't block sweat incredibly well. That's not what it aims to do. I do notice that it's a little bit less than without anything, but to be honest, I think that after taking some time off and not having had used an antiperspirant now for at least the last month or so, I found that I think that it was doing a lot less for me than I had expected, and really the only thing that it was doing was giving me more trouble when I would go to shower to wash it off, and was just getting a lot of buildup on my skin and also on my clothes. So I'm noticing that I'm not getting that buildup on my skin anymore, and I haven't been getting the buildup on my clothes. I'm not having to be so concerned that my underarms on my shirts are going to be kind of soiled or damaged or anything like that by the aluminum in the antiperspirant. So overall, I've had a really positive experience using an aluminum-free deodorant, and even though I do really like this one, I'll definitely be going ahead and trying a different brand next, just because I want to go ahead and see what else is out there, see maybe this is one of the better ones, and maybe I just had a lucky break on my first attempt, or maybe I might find something that I like better. The only con I found is that I have noticed that aluminum-free deodorants do have tended to be a bit more expensive when I've seen them, where I feel like for my antiperspirant deodorant combo from Old Spice at just Walmart or Target, I was paying maybe $4 or $5 for a stick. I found this tube that I had gotten of Method Men from Target costs closer to $8, and I had even seen some other ones on the shelf upwards of $12 at Target. So I did notice the one thing that was that some of the deodorants were a bit more expensive. But overall, I've had a really positive first experience. I'm looking forward to trying some more. If you have any questions about it, you can go ahead and definitely leave them in the comments section. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.